I would just encourage people, whatever it is that you feel like God wants you to put your dollars behind to do it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just money.
I came into a personal relationship with Christ in college. It changed everything. And I started reading the Bible, and I started getting to know the Lord in a new way that I never had.
During your college time, I think so many decisions are made that are lifelong decisions. And so it seems like a great place to have an input and an impact in helping college students know and understand the relationship with God through Jesus.
I just caught the vision. And so I see now, gosh, how strategic college ministry is. StuMo, Student Mobilization, short StuMo, is our preferred ministry that we give to for college ministry. We know a lot of the staff. Of course, I was on staff, so I just really think they're strategic in that they not only lead people to Christ, share the gospel with students, but they follow up on them and help them grow.
We're on the same page 99% of the time. And I tell you what's amazing is we'll separately kind of pray about what God would have us to give. And it is amazing how often, almost all the time, we come back with like the exact same number. It's really, it seems to be like, God's landed on our hearts. So, I mean, we're pretty in sync as far as the ministries that we're involved in and how we give our resources.
The Lord uses us. He doesn't just write it in the sky and people just follow him. He uses these relationships to change lives. And it's our passion in our life and how we live our lives to disciple people to spiritual multiplication.
It just seems to me to be one of the best places we believe we can put our resources to further the kingdom.
The Student Mobilization Winter Conference, and I went to that, and it seriously changed my life. I realized that Jesus was my whole life, not just a part of my life. So I came home for Thanksgiving break, and I was like, yeah, I really want to go to this conference called SMC. And my dad was like, oh yeah, we'll be there. And I was like, why would you be there? He's like, I'm on the board at StuMo. And so I had no idea he was on the board. It was a funny coincidence that he's on the board and this is something that someone's pushing me to do. It's just God working. I've seen them do ministry my whole life. My dad's always had small groups. My mom's always meeting up with girls and pouring into them. And so I guess that's something I haven't consciously been aware of, but that I've always been around. I think seeing them participate in that has led me to understand that Jesus wants us to disciple people, and we are made to live in community and be discipled.
So we got to be among 2,400 students went to this conference, and so we handed out flyers and we did whatever. We were just volunteers. And they have a summer project, also an 8-week project. They go to Florida, and my son's done that 2 summers now, and he's come back changed. And not only has he grown spiritually, but I think he's grown in skills that he'll use for the rest of his life.
There was no pressure on me to join StuMo. They weren't like, hey Cole, you should go to this thing, we're gonna be there. It just ended up happening that way. And so it was my decision to go. And so I'm pretty grateful for kind of that role that they took. I think letting God guide me more than anything.
I know that that's the way that the ministry that I was involved with is still doing ministry, and I trust that. I've seen it, I've lived it, and I've seen lives change because of that. Just that one-on-one, that relational ministry.
From my point of view, just being able to watch God change my friends' lives, change my life, and it's nothing that I've done. God is really working in young people.
It seems to me, in my experience, is that they've really made disciple makers through their ministry.
For them to make the decision to be a follower of Jesus Christ, and that to impact their entire life from here on out, and then not only be a follower of Christ, but be a disciple maker for the rest of their lives, that's world changing right there.